Live TV. And strength. The ability to go back, make that ball get battered away, and then hold it in his one hand. That's what makes DeAndre Hopkins so special.
It's just not possible to make that catch. So Murray would throw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts, meanwhile, doing things like this, Dan.
Yeah, poise. I mean, just remarkable poise to make that fumble, pick it up, and make that throw. I thought this was a great as well. This Hail Mary, great air on it. Give the ability to get guys down there, and then they're just a fraction away from getting that tip.
In the end, the Cardinals hang on and win. Hurts threw for 338 and 3 touchdowns. Coach, what'd you think?
I thought he, had great poise out there, great leadership. Played obviously physically tough, mentally tough. Made some really good throws down the stretch, especially in the second half when we kind of had to, put a couple drives together. So, played well. Played really well. Take care of the football. I mean, those are all things we talk about, and he's able to do that. Plus lead the team into the end zone. Yeah, I'll probably have a decision for you, tomorrow on next week.
Yay, Bill. Decision for you tomorrow. Okay. Dan, I've been promising it all morning. And we had the story yesterday from Adam Schefter that Carson Wentz is unhappy in his role as a backup. He's not happy with the way things have gone. And if he is going to be the backup, then he does not want to be on the Eagles anymore next year. That was Adam Schefter's story yesterday. Dan Orlovsky, what are your first thoughts today?
Carson Wentz won't take another snap for the Philadelphia Eagles ever again. He can't. And he shouldn't. This is going to be a divorce. It's going to be pricey, and it's going to be impactful.
Wow.
I said last week, I don't see, if Jalen Hurts continues to play good football, how you could have both of them on your football team next year.
I'm surprised. I'm shocked with how well he's playing, how well he threw the football. I knew he had legs, but he played unbelievable given the circumstances. But I think that the pressure is kind of, I think once you come in and he knows that I'm going to finish the season. Now, I wish Doug Peterson stop with this foolishness, this charade, this game he's trying to play. Well, I haven't made up my mind who's going to start. I haven't named a starter for next week. Skip, everybody knows Jalen Hurts is going to start for the remainder of the season unless something unforeseen were to happen to him in the course of the game. So can he just stop and just say, okay, Jalen's our starter? Because if you just say Jalen's our starter for the rest of the season, people will stop asking you these questions and you'll stop looking dumb when you say, well, we haven't named a starter yet. That being said, Jalen Hurts is throwing the ball unbelievable, Skip. Now, this game was close. Shouldn't have been this close. If Arizona doesn't turn the ball over, they've heard 3 or 4 turnovers. Kyler Murray was dealing. He threw a ball. He threw a pick in the end zone. I'm like, Kyler, what did you see?
I actually think he tried to stop the throw. I think he was like at the last second, he said no, and it fluttered.
And I'm like, because you're going to get points out of there. Who knows? You might get a touchdown. But you're right. As Jenny read, he was going toe-to-toe. But you can't have 3 turnovers and 2 inside the 10-yard line. Because if you get 500 yards, you have 500 yards. Your quarterback throws for 406. You have 100. You're like, man, this is whitewashing. But when you turn the ball over, you lead them around, let a team hang around, and then they have an opportunity to either get that Hail Mary and go for 2 to beat you, or kick the field goal, kick the PAT, and take your butt in overtime. But give Jalen Hurts, I gave him a B, Skip, because I thought he played extremely well, and he's played better than I thought he would play.
So help me out here.
Yeah.
How on earth could you give this young man a B for that performance?
You can't get no A when you lose.
How could he do much more than he did yesterday to put them in position to win a game they have no business being in the first place?
No, it's like it's a skill. It's like a quarterback. You put him in position, but if the field goal kicker misses it, the quarterback takes the L. Your objective is not to put him in position. Your objective is to win. Now, he didn't do that. So, Skip, I gave him a B. I mean, he was 24, 44, 333. They got to him and sacked him 6 times, which is surprising. But, scramblers, Skip, a lot of times they can run themselves out of trouble when they can run themselves into trouble. So Vance Joseph did a great job, but this game could have been, they could have up 16-0. And then the turnovers happened inside the 10-yard line. So give the Eagles defense credit for creating those turnovers. But Jalen Hurts, Skip, I'm surprised with how well he's playing. Kudos to that young man.
So if you don't mind, I'm going to take one kudo because I predicted the day they took him that he would play better and perform better than Carson Wentz. And I hate to say this, but after yesterday, I'm ready to conclude it's over in Philadelphia for your man Carson Wentz. I know there are conflicting reports about Carson Wentz out. No, Carson wants to stay.
And no conflicting reports, Kip. He was the starter since he's been there. He got benched. Hell, now you don't want to be a backup, and rightfully so.
I agree with that.
But you put yourself in that situation for us to be here. You got to take, at some point in time, you got to take some accountability, Carson. Now, I get it. I don't think Doug Peterson is called the greatest of games. Your offensive line, Alshon making plays that he hadn't made since that Super Bowl season. I'll give you credit. The guys around him are playing better.
Yep.
They're playing, but don't try to absolve yourself of this blame here now. You got some blame at your feet too, Carson Wentz.
Okay, so all of a sudden after a quarter, Jalen Hurts is down 16-0 on the road against a defense that absolutely terrorized Daniel Jones and Colt McCoy up at New York at the Giants last week. And he's under fire. He's going to get sacked 6 total times in the game. And yet, in the second quarter, in a shock to me, I told you he can throw the football. I'm not saying he's Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady for sure, but he is a very good thrower of the football. I saw it last year when he threw 32 touchdown passes under Lincoln Riley's tutelage, obviously coming after obviously Baker and Kyler, and this is the quarterback maker, Lincoln Riley, and he made him into a pure thrower of the football, unlike he was under Lane Kiffin at Alabama. So all of a sudden, I see the Oklahoma Jalen Hurts start taking over in the second quarter, and he's facing a 3rd and 20 from the 32-yard line. Like, help me out here. How do you pull this one off? I've never heard of this guy, Quez Watkins. You talk about who is he throwing to? And all of a sudden, Quez gets loose, and it's a touchdown. I say, who are you, and where did you come from?
Let's get him. Can somebody, hold on, Kirkpatrick.
I don't know.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
You standing back there dancing. And bro, you got attack. You the force now.
Okay.
And you never dip inside to give up the sideline. The pursuit is coming. Okay. You turn him back inside.
And then he throws 2 shorter touchdown passes to Greg Ward Jr., who I've told you I like since he was a quarterback at Houston, but he hits him twice. This is all in the second quarter. So he ends up throwing 3. That's a strike right there. He's got some velocity to him. He has an above average arm, and that's a sweet throw.
That is.
Fake.
That's a very good throw.
Okay, and there you go. 3 touchdown passes in the second quarter, and all of a sudden you go to halftime and you're only down 26-20, and I'm thinking, how did you do that? And then
a migraine hope from Aimovig to show up for the sweet.
Here we go. Kyler throws his interception you talked about into the end zone. Epps gets it because he's like the primary receiver on the play. And here comes Jalen back. And if we could see 4th and 6 from the Arizona 46, this is in the third quarter. This is on a drive to tie the score at 26. 4th and 6, that's what he does. He takes off running. I told you, it's an effortless glide that's going quicker and faster than you think it is. And here's the touchdown. Now, that's just some heart and some guts and some strength because he is weight room strong. That's squat strong right there. That's squat 500 pounds strong.
Skip it, then they tried to give it to the PAT, the kicker missed it.
He missed it. Okay, but that's
what you know
takes
about
the heart out of you.
It does.
And I will tell you this, as you said, Kyler was wheeling and dealing yesterday because the throw he made to D-Hop to win this game 33-26, this throw, if we can see it, it's as sweet a throw and catch as you're going to see. Like that's just, it's
Hop is going to the ground and
I know, and he's got it in one hand. Look at the placement of this ball. Could it be any better?
Nope.
And it's a really good quick catch because you got to get your hands up fast because it's got some mustard on it. It was such a great throw.
Skip,
that's like too good.
There's nothing you can do.
Nope.
You might tell the guy to turn around, but if he turns his head by the time he looks for the ball's going to be in Hop's hands.
Okay, so now we get down to the last 2 series. And Jalen gets it down to a 3rd and 21, and he's got 2 throws to Dallas Goedert in the end zone, and he threw 2 sweet balls to Dallas Goedert. This is the second to last series. And if we could see these 2 throws, Dallas Goedert has got his hands up on the football. He's about 6'6", And that's the first one that's underneath. I thought that was the one that should have been caught.
Yes.
You just got to come down with that. And then the second one, he hits him right up in the hands, and it was just high traffic, lots of hands up on the ball. But I thought maybe he might snatch it. It's a really good throw to the pinpoint that it could have been caught. Both of them very catchable throws. This is still the second one again. It just hits it right in the hands. You just got to come down with it. And quick point. Now,
had great poise out there, great leadership. Played obviously physically tough, mentally tough. Made some really good throws down the stretch, especially in the second half when we kind of had to, put a couple drives together. So, played well. And I'll probably have a decision for you, tomorrow on next week.
Your sideline and rollout. That's it.
Well,
That's his whole fucking thing.
The Eagles
bro.
beat the Saints, then played a competitive game, as you just heard, against the Cards, where Hurts threw for 3 touchdowns and ran for 1. Meanwhile, Adam Schefter's sources say Carson Wentz is not cool with playing backup and wants out if things continue this way. Our quarterback, Dan Orlovsky, joining us now. Dan, hope you had a lovely weekend. Good to see you, sir.
It's good to see you and Stephen A.
Thank you. I'm going to start with that guy you're not excited to see, Max Kellerman over there. Max, do you think Hurts' performance means that Wentz is officially done, that his time is up there?
Yes. And Doug Peterson, what if he'll have a decision tomorrow? I mean, how slow can you be to have a decision by tomorrow? If the decision's over, it's been over. There's Carson today, right? There's Carson Wentz and there's Jalen Hurts. Where do you want to start? Let's start with Jalen Hurts because he played last night, right? 3 touchdowns in the first half. 5 touchdowns now against no interceptions, right? And this, with the offensive line and the skills position players that Wentz apologists, Orlovsky, have been pointing to make apologies for Wentz. Same people. Why is that going on? By the way, you know why he had the most chunk plays since? The last time an Eagles quarterback had 3 touchdowns in the first half since? Nick Foles, both times.
That's
Nick Foles.
it, bro. That's
Same
all
players
this nigga
Carson
throws.
Wentz had. Nick Foles. So Nick Foles is doing it. Jalen Hurts is doing it. No, Jalen Hurts, by the way, you want to talk about his performance. Everything that could go wrong went wrong early. Intentional grounding in the end zone and block punt. You look up at 16-0. Did he give up or did he persevere? He was accurate all day. This whole time I was saying, Hurts must be showing nothing in practice. I'm starting to think it was the opposite. I'm starting to think he was showing stuff in practice. And this decision was too long coming. Now, from Carson Wentz's point of view, Carson Wentz, he leaks now that Hurts is making his second start. Now you want to leak that? If that's Wentz leaking, and why would it be in the best interest of the other side of the team to leak? That's ridiculous. Why would it be? They wouldn't. Now you want to do that? It's a bad teammate. Guys, that's a bad leader. It's not a leader. You're pouting. You don't agree with the decision. You've been the worst starting quarterback in football this year. And every time another guy plays, be it Nick Foles or now Jalen Hurts, or even you talk about a 40-year-old quarterback on one leg in the playoffs, there's no perceptible drop-off between your play and theirs. And in fact, frequently the team plays better. And you're complaining you're not okay with being a backup? You got no choice. No team's going to trade for you. Everyone knows that's an unmovable contract. Oh yeah, of course you play Jalen Hurts. Of course Wentz is done as a starter. This is obvious. It's a long time coming. I warned you every step of the way how to correct it. No one corrected it. This is where we are. Jalen Hurts ain't perfect, but it is his job to lose.
Well, I disagree with that. It's his job for the rest of the season as well as it should be, and we need to find out more from him. I'm very impressed with what I've seen from him the last 2 games. He deserves major props because I didn't anticipate seeing that. I'm also paying attention to the fact that in the 2 games that Jalen Hurts has started this year, last week against New Orleans, this week against Arizona, he's rushed 29 times for 169 yards. And he outrushed Kyler Murray yesterday and Taysom Hill the week before. I'm paying attention to that because that makes you a dual threat at the quarterback position. So let's give credit where credit is due. Let's understand that what Jalen Hurts has earned the right to do is to continue to move forward as the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles in this lost season. Because the season is lost. It's pretty much over for the Philadelphia Eagles. We all know this, so
This holiday, get the phones everyone wants on the 5G America's been waiting for.
Verizon 5G is next level.
Now, get one of our best 5G phones on us when you buy one. And get $500 when you switch. With unlimited plans starting at $35. Only on Verizon.
Then would shock me.
Mike, how close are you to saying that Jalen Hurts is the future for the Eagles?
Very close, and for a lot of different reasons. And because yesterday, that was just a smooth performance by Jalen Hurts, and it was effortless. You know, I thought he did all the right things in all the right key moments at the game other than win the game. He didn't turn it over, and I certainly felt like he positioned himself. And you know, when you look at a guy, you know, like Jalen Hurts and his skill set and what he brings to the table, you automatically start thinking about the future, building around him, and you know, how the offense can potentially progress and what you can do in it. And I know if I'm thinking that way, you know, Doug Peterson has to be thinking the same. And, you know, this situation just reminds me of Dak Prescott and Tony Romo all over again for all the right reasons. And it's about progression. It's about, you know, getting better. It's about the team, you know, ultimately. And you can't win if you don't have the right guy behind center. Not to say that Carson wasn't the right guy. It was just, it started to look like the paint was just running a little drowned wall. And, you know, for Philadelphia Eagles fans, you know, they probably feel like they need something new. I know that's the way they feel. And you know, they don't give you too much time out there. And, you know, when there's some new blood like Jalen, you know, a guy who looks like you could build around him, you know, why not go for it? So I think now is a telltale sign, you know, for Doug Peterson and the organization getting a good look at Jalen so they can make a decision. You know, the Oakland Raiders at the time, they did the same thing. They drafted Derek Carr in the second round, and they moved forward with it. He was Matt Schaub's predecessor at the time. So, you know, this is not anything new. It's not nothing we never seen before. You know, it's just the right decision at the right time being made, and it's an accurate decision. So I like what Jalen Hurts did yesterday, and I think you can just build and improve on that.
It's only 2 games, but I'm going to go back to what you said about the Cowboys and Tony Romo situation. Romo got hurt. There's no way, no matter how bad Tony Romo would have played, would Jerry Jones have allowed Dak Prescott to get in that starting lineup skill. If Tony Romo's healthy, he lost.
Just on pure performance.
Just on pure performance. Right. But for me, it's only 2 games, Mike. Now, I'm going to need to see him play, build upon what he's did, because those 2 games that he's played phenomenal. He beat New Orleans, who didn't show up defensively 2 weeks ago, but showed up yesterday, and it took a Herculean effort by Mahomes in order to win the game. And then, even though he was battered, he still found a way yesterday, sacked 6 times. He still made plays with his arms. He still made plays with his legs. So I'm going to see more of that. The Eagles, Skip, they basically it would be upside down. And if you ever own the car home, Skip, you know what that means. You owe more than what it's worth. Yeah. You owe Carson Wentz. Skip, he's due over the next 3 years $99.5 million. If you cut him, it's $60 million in dead money. You're gonna have to make a decision because, Skip, I think by the 3rd day of the new year, you have to make a decision on it because his 2022 salary becomes guaranteed. 2021 will already be guaranteed.
Yep.
So you're gonna have to make a decision here fairly quickly.
Yep.
This is not something where we're gonna put the job up in training camp and make the best man win. Because at that point in time, you have to start it because there's no way in hell you're gonna have a $33 million quarterback holding a clipboard. So they're going to have to make a decision, and Jalen Hurts can make that decision as easy or as difficult as he like over the next 2 games.
Yep. Both against division opponents.
Correct.
At Dallas and then Washington at home.